Hi guys, my name is Tina and welcome to my channel. If you click on this video, it's because you want to learn on how to study in Korea and how to plan it. So here we go. But before we move on, let me quickly introduce myself on why I decided to make this video. So my name is Tina. In less than 2-3 weeks, I will be studying in Korea. I will be going there as a KGSP candidate, which stands for the Korean Global Scholarship Program. So I'm going to be going there as a master's degree student. Yay! However, this is not my first time going there. I've been to Korea already. This is going to be my second time. Back in 2016, I went there as an exchange student in Seoul National University, and I did an independent study abroad the next semester at Korea University. Enough about me. Now, let me show you my tips and tricks and my process on how I plan everything. Starting with step number 1, do your research. When I first decided I wanted to study in Korea, I did my research. There are so many ways you can be a student in Korea, but ultimately it depends on what opportunity there is out there. You can be there as an exchange student, independent study, learning a language, as well as do your whole degree there. But all depends on what is suitable for you. So the length of stay, what type of scholarship you can get, what major you want, and what university there are all these factors that can help you decide on why you want to study in Korea. So the key to such is research. And the website that I use is the following. This is the best website I have used and is the key to holding all the information that you need. The title itself says it, so definitely go check it out. And if ever you need more information, you can always comment below. I don't mind helping out and trying to help you with your process. Moving on to step number 2, setting your goal. To set your goal. Once you figure out what type of opportunities there are out there in Korea, you need to determine why you want to go to Korea. What are you going to do in Korea? And how are you going to go to Korea? And these steps and these questions, if you ask yourself, will help you into kind of deciding on which route you're going to be taking. So there are also other questions you need to ask yourself, such as the following. Are you going there because you love K-pop? Then you should maybe just travel. Are you going there for the love of the language and studying the language? Korea has language programs. Is it there to meet a special somebody? Again, maybe traveling or thinking about doing something more long-term, such as maybe doing a whole degree, is a possibility as well. There are even cultural immersions as well as work away, so you can just live in a hostel for a bit and do some work there and meet some friends, and as well as do language exchange. So all these opportunities out there, you need to make a decision and set a goal on what exactly you want. Once you have chosen a goal or have set something in mind, it's time for step number 3, which is checking the requirements. Are you eligible for the program that you're thinking of going in? In doing so, you have to see if they need a certain grade for like a GPA. In most programs that I have seen, you have to have at least completed high school. So sorry for people that are younger, but it's good to plan in advance and know all these details. So a few things also that I know for requirements in that area is that if you're planning on going on an exchange, then you need to be a university student. You need to have a sort of exchange between your host university as well as your home university. And in order to do so, you can also check if there's partnerships, because partnership actually will help you out in your application process. There's a certain number of spots available within your university as well as your host university, and by doing so, if you are able to snatch one of the spots, it's pretty much like an 80% guarantee, so go in that route if your university has a partnership. If you're doing a more independent study, which I have also done at Korea University, you have to plan everything yourself. So from checking what type of documents you need, if your GPA, as I mentioned earlier, is high enough, as well as if your country that you're from then is available and they accept you, then you should check that as well. So that's pretty much my tips and tricks for step number 3, checking on the requirements and your eligibility. So from one program to another, it really depends. If you are okay financially as well, it's really important to see if the costs you're able to cover it. And pretty much all those requirements are the sum of everything. So yeah. Step number 4 is now to prepare the application. Depending on which program you decide, it's important to know what type of documents you need. Preparing for the application is probably like the gist of your whole goal planning and getting to Korea. Without the paperwork, there's no way you're gonna be heading to Korea. No. So we'll start off with preparing the documentations. One quick tip for me in this aspect is to look at the extra documents. For me, what caused a bit more issue was having to find professors to write letter of recommendation. Not because I'm not a good student or anything. That on the contrary, it's more because I wanted a good letter of recommendation, and I wanted from a professor that have a certain relationship or connection with to write me a better letter, and it's more quality over quantity. I wanted to ensure that the professor was available. So this is the most timely matter in the whole process, is getting the professor to write you a letter. So that's important, don't forget that. So build your relationship and your rapport with your professors as well as your assistant teacher, and maybe they will come in handy at some point if you're planning to go to Korea. Not only is a letter of recommendation important, there's also other things such as your whole transcript itself. They want to see if your grades are good, and getting your transcript sometimes can take quite a bit of time. So don't do your application last minute. Get the documents, get your transcript, a few copies, and official copies from your school in advance. Of course, if you're waiting for your next semester, then you can still ask them as soon as possible to print an official copy of few notes that are already released in order to have them, because that's pretty important for application, especially for exchange, independent, or even just scholarship programs too. In terms of applications for language programs, I know it's a bit less requirement. If you have the money and the funds for it, you can pretty much sign up and go ahead, and that's pretty much the easiest way, quote unquote, to get to Korea if you want to be a student and study in Korean. So just a food for thought. Now, moving on to the last step for me that I have as tips on how to plan your study abroad in Korea is to send in your documents and wait. Once you have gathered all your documents all together, numbered everything, ensure that all your extra documents like certification, transcript, proof of parental lineage, as well as your letter of recommendations if you need them, then it's time to send in your documents. An important factor here for me when I was going to send in the documents is that sometimes they required you to send it all by paper. And if it's by paper, an actual printed copy, there are some documents you need a true copy certificate proving that they are actual real copy, meaning to get it notarized and pay a certain amount to get that stamp to say this is a real deal kind of thing. So it's important to not forget that. If it's more electronic, I think they're a bit more usually lenient about it. I've sent in my applications online. I know for, again, letter of recommendation sometimes from professors, when you send it online, you need to send it directly using the link or email to the actual application advisor. So it's important to note how you need to send your document. And again, if you're sending it by mail, it takes a lot longer unless you decide to pay for express, which is gonna cost like maybe a couple of, like almost $100, a couple of bucks. So think about that and prepare in advance. That's number one, and ensuring that's the last step and my tip for you. Congratulations! You have completed your application. Hopefully all these tips help you out and you're good to go. Now it's all about taking a chill pill and waiting to hear from them. Well, good luck to those who plan on applying through, different programs in university in Korea. If you liked this video and found it was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. If you really like this, please also comment. I was also thinking of maybe making a video about applying to the KGSP program. If you're interested, please comment below. Definitely, I would like to share it. I'm also thinking of making other videos similar to this, helping you and listing different opportunities. So let me know again if that interests you. If it does, again, give it more thumbs up and I'll reflect on what type of video I'm going to be doing for you guys. So that's it. If there's more questions, again, comment below. That was Sina. See ya! Oh yeah, before I go, these were just my personal tips on what helped me out during my application process. So some things might be a little bit informal the way I said it. However, I hope the gist of the information helped you guys out. So that's it. Peace out.